With the advent of Season 8 of Death Battle, dubbed the Legacy Season, I thought it'd be pretty fun to go over a list of death battles that I would like to see in the future someday. These don't have to be death battles that have to happen, they just have to be ones that I would really like to have happened. If you know what that means. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Number 1 is Jet Jaguar vs. Ultraman, or Ultraman vs. Jet Jaguar. Similarities being that they are two giant robots that fight kaiju. And they were both created by Toho, I think. Ultraman definitely wins this one, as he is a lot stronger and has actually fought way stronger monsters than Jet Jaguar. So, I don't know, I just think it'd be pretty cool to happen to see giant robots fight in a city or something. Kinda like what they did with Godzilla vs. Gamera, except instead of two giant kaiju battling it out, they're two giant robots battling it out. Basically, yeah. Next up is Greninja vs. Ronno. The similarities between these two would be two ninja-esque frogs. Actually, no, Ronno is a Shaolin monk. Anyway, two warrior-esque frogs who use water, or in Ronno's case, poison, to attack their opponents, and are incredibly athletic. From what I heard, Greninja probably wins. I know Ronno can, destroy, a stone pillar or something and shatter blue ice, but so can Greninja. In terms of animation, I'd probably say sprite animation would fit best, as I just think it would look best for both. I know most people would say either 2D or a hand-drawn animation or a 3D animation, but I think that sprite would fit best since Ronno's home game is Rivals of Aether, and Rivals of Aether is a sprite-based Smash Brothers. So, yeah, I don't know if they'll include Ash Greninja. They might do the whole thing since Greninja normally needs a trainer, he now knows how to do it because Smash Brothers did it. So, they might do that. I don't think they will, but if they do, then Greninja definitely wins this. Since we didn't get Mennonite vs. Yoda, I thought it would be best to give Mennonite vs. Zero another chance. For this animation, I would probably say also sprite, because Mennonite has some great sprites, especially from, the Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, and Zero also has some pretty good sprites that you can use. In terms of who wins, I do like both of them. I like Mennonite a lot more than I like Zero, but I do like Zero. Unless he's in Smash Brothers. Not because if he's a character, but because his assist trophy is annoying. But, I would probably say Mennonite wins. I know Zero does have some crazy stuff, and if we scale him to X, he could probably annihilate all of Japan. Or something. I think that's... Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But I would say Mennonite would win, mostly due to him being a lot faster and more experienced and a little stronger, I'm not sure. So, yeah, Mennonite would probably win against Zero. Another Kirby win. Next up, we have Spy vs. Sombra, TF2 versus Overwatch. I personally would say, I think Spy would win, due to the fact that his disguise kit, I don't think they'll use the disguise kit because there's really no need to use it, but he does have his, sapper, which can destroy, what's the word I'm looking for, kind of, mess with technology, and Sombra is pretty much, I think she does have pieces of technology in her, I think she has, a metal, a cybernetic spine, and she can hack things and stuff. They can both go invisible, but Spy's invisibility works better because if he's standing still, I think he can stay invisible permanently. While Sombra still has a meter, I don't think it doesn't work like that. I don't know if that's right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I do know that Spy also has a bunch of different weapons. Like, he also has like a dead ringer, which basically fakes his death and makes him invisible and grants him a speed boost. So I definitely think Spy would win this. In terms of animation, probably 3D, SFM. I'm pretty sure the SFM team can do great. So yeah. Next up, we have Kong versus George. And not Curious George, despite what the thumbnail I made says. It's George from Rampage, because there's the rock there. Yeah, no, Kong definitely wins this one. It depends on which Kong you use. If you use the 2005 one, then it's a little more even, but if you use the one from the Monsterverse, then Kong just completely destroys George, due to his size being just massive. He's like now, he's like on par with Godzilla. So, I would say 2005 Kong versus George, to make it a lot more fair, but then Kong probably loses that one. But if we're mixing them together, like if we use like feats from the Monsterverse with the size of 2005 Kong, then Kong probably wins still. In terms of animation, I would also say SFM, mostly due to the fact of it being just a lot more of an SFM fight. Like, yeah, you can do something great with the sprites, but that would just not do it justice, and the 3D, the hand-drawn animation wouldn't actually mesh well. They just look kind of weird, in my opinion, so SFM is definitely the way to go. Next, we have Luigi vs. Tails 2. Just a quick warning, these next three, including this one, Luigi vs. Tails, and the next two, are going to be remake sprites. So, this one, Luigi obviously wins. He's a lot stronger, and his reaction time is just as fast. It's basically Mario vs. Sonic, but with the sidekicks now. In terms of animation, I would say make this a 2D drawn animation, because, I mean, Mario vs. Sonic did that, and that was an absolutely beautiful animation. I loved it. So, yeah. Nothing really much to say about this. It's literally just Mario vs. Sonic 2018, but with Luigi vs. Tails. Next, we have Pikachu vs. Blanca 2. Yeah, this one, Pikachu just, completely wins this one. Not only have Death Battle gotten better when using Pokemon in Death Battle, instead of saying, oh, this Pokemon loses because this guy's essentially this Pokemon type, and this Pokemon is weak to this Pokemon type, or something like that, I don't feel like they'll do that anymore, because they didn't do it with, modern Pokemon battles, like with Machamp, or Mewtwo. So, Pikachu has a better electric abilities, and is a lot faster than Blanca, and it's just, I really just want a remake of this fight. I feel like Pikachu got done dirty in the original. So yeah, that's basically Pikachu versus Blanca. In terms of animation, I'd probably say sprite or 3D or SFM, kind of like what they did with Machamp versus Goro. Goro versus Machamp, the way around. I'm an idiot. Sorry. So yeah, I'd probably mostly say SFM, because Goro versus Machamp was a great fight, and I feel like they could do justice for it here with Pikachu versus Blanca. Yep, I want Goku versus Superman 3. Yeah, I actually feel like now it's a lot more needed, kind of finally to put the damn debate to rest, because now Goku has achieved like his strongest form yet, which is Ultra Instinct, and Superman, well, he's just Superman, and I feel like doing Goku vs. Superman 3 would probably be best. In terms of who wins, I actually don't know. I mean, Death Battle might use the Death Battle's gonna use the calculations they did for Hulk vs. Broly, where they said Super Saiyan 3 Goku was 30 times stronger than the World Breaker Hulk. So, and accounting Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue and Ultra Instinct, that would make him, like, really a lot stronger than normal. Superman, I don't really know some of his more newer feats, but I feel like... See, logic is telling me that Superman would win. But then, there's, So logic is telling me Superman would probably win, but something tells me that if they did this again, they'd probably make Goku win, just to finally put fanboys to bed, and it's just... I'm not sure. I just want to see a cool fight between two alien men fight out, and one of them wins, or one of them loses, or whatever. In terms of animation, definitely SFM. I know that I'm saying that a lot. But like I said, these don't have to happen in Season 8. They just have to happen. Well, they don't have to happen, but I would just like them to happen eventually. But probably SFM, because the other two Goku vs. Superman fights were just amazing, especially Goku vs. Superman 1. That was amazing. The fight, the research was meh. I'm not giving a review. I'm supposed to be doing my job and telling you what I would have Goku vs. Superman 3 like. Yeah, I would just really like Goku vs. Superman 3. That's all I have to say. From one DC fight to another, we have SCP-628 versus Doomsday. Now, I feel like SCP-628 would be the best one to end DC's winning streak against other franchises instead of Marvel. Mostly because SCP-628 can evolve and adapt to its situation, and it basically can't die. It's like, I know that's technically not fair. I mean, I probably can die, but if it did die, I think one of the SCP stated that if it did die, then the whole universe would be destroyed or something like that. I might be wrong about that. Please correct me again. Correct me on everything wrong I say in this video, because I really need it. So SCP-628 definitely wins this one in my opinion, or in terms of basically everything. Not only is it like a lot, Doomsday I think is a lot stronger and faster, I think, but 628 can adapt and basically just destroy Doomsday. I'm gonna be honest, this feels like a spite match against Doomsday, because I just really don't want to see DC win any more fights against other franchises, not just Marvel. I don't want to see them lose to only Marvel. It's not really fair. So, yeah. It's just a spite match. In terms of animation, I would definitely say, I don't know, probably SFM. Maybe Sprite. I've seen some pretty good 628 sprites out there, so that'd be pretty cool to see. So either SFM or Sprite. For my most wanted death battle, I want to see Lloyd Garmadon versus Avatar Aang. I chose Aang over Korra because I feel like both of them, they're fairly young male combatants. They can both manipulate all the elements in their respective universe, and they're both fairly skilled in hand-to-hand combat. Not only that, but I just feel like Korra has plenty of better matchups than Lloyd. Matchups, not mashups. God, I'm so articulate. In terms of who wins, I want to say Lloyd, mostly because not only does he have a lot more elements to manipulate, but he's also got the Golden Ninja power, which is a lot more, well, I don't really know if it's more powerful than the Avatar State, but it was able to defeat the Overlord, and it, like, split the clouds over the entirety of the island of Ninjago. Not to mention that if we really want to play devil's advocate here, we can scale Lloyd to the first Spinjitzu master who shattered, like, an island in half. I don't think that Death Battle will do that, but if they do, then there you go. Lloyd is a lot stronger than Aang. In terms of the elements they can both use, Lloyd can use 5 and Aang can use 4. Lloyd can use fire, ice, earth, lightning, and his own, which is energy. And Aang can use fire, earth, water, and air. And he can also go into the Avatar State, which allows him to take away others' bending and manipulate all the other elements flawlessly. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong. But Aang but the question is, would Aang be able to take away Lloyd's elemental abilities? Because it's not really bending, because he kind of just shoots it out instead of just manipulating it. He just fires it out. Lloyd can also fly with air jitsu and create an elemental dragon, and and if we really want to get creative, then in the game Shadow of Ronin, he's able to do the tornado creation, which took 4 other ninja to do. So in terms of who wins, I want to say Lloyd, because I'm just a really big Ninjaga fan, but Aang also is nothing to slouch at. In terms of animation, I would probably say hand-drawn, kind of something similar to what they did with, like, the Monkey Kid show, because that, like, takes Lego characters and animates them into 2D characters, so I feel like that would be best, so it doesn't look out of place just to see a Lego figure kicking a human being's butt or anything. Something like that. So yeah, this is my most wanted death battle. There are other death battles that I wanted to put on this list, but I just felt like these 10 were just the best choice, so yeah, that was my list of my 10 most wanted death battles. Thank you all very much for watching. It means a lot to me that you watch and like my content. If you're new to the channel, please try and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And comment down some of your most wanted death battles, because I like reading the comments. Yeah. Again, thank you all very much for watching. Again, also, if I said something wrong in this video, please correct me and give criticism, because I will most likely read it, because I like to read comments a lot. So again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.